Hello everyone. This is part 2 of our series Public Speaking. Learn public speaking with TrainoPhile. I hope you have seen our part 1 of the series. If not, please check in the description box for the link. In today's video, we are going to learn getting started with public speaking. In this, we will come to know about know your audience, research and finalize your data, practice, improve your enunciation, dressing up for the event. Grab a pen and paper and try to make notes. This will help you to refer back. If you have any doubt, you can write us in the comment box. We will surely try to solve your doubt. Know your audience. So what do you understand by knowing your audience, and what exactly you can do to know your audience? Do you know anything, or have you been in this process of knowing your audience before you give a public speak or public speech? Here's a checklist for knowing your audience. Knowing the number of people to be present for the event is a must, because before you set up in front of your target audience or before you do some research, it is always handy to know the number of audience you're going to cater or deliver your presentation or speech that you're going to deliver. Number 2 is knowing their background in general. Yes, this is another important point in your checklist of knowing your audience's background. Maybe they are from which field, maybe there are some educational qualifications which are similar, maybe their age bar is similar. So just getting to know in general information about their background will always be handy. And number 3, knowing their expectations. As they have invested their time in you, you should always know their expectations. What do they expect from you? What is that one thing that they are vouching for? What is that one thing that they are looking for? And how good you can be accepting the challenge, or how good you can deliver their expectations. This is definitely going to be an added advantage. So here's the checklist for knowing your audience. Now let's share some tips. Every speech should be constructed with particular audience in mind. Of course, once you know your audience, you can definitely construct a particular speech for your audience. And number 2 is, do not hesitate to ask about your audience's age, education, background, and culture. When you want to know your audience, or when you set a target to know your audience well, here's the second step, or here's a tip that you can always follow. That is, you can ask for the audience's age, you can ask for the common background of their education, and you can also know the cultural background. Tip number 2 is, the best way to instill confidence is by knowing the topic well. Yes, if you know the topic well, then I'm sure you will have that confidence level. If you're thorough in your content, or if you're thorough in your speech, then it is going to help you to boost your confidence. So know your topic very well. Number 2 is research and finalize your data. So what do I mean by research and finalize your data? Step number 1 is find an attention grabber. Yes, attention grabber could be asking a question, it could be delivering a strong quote, or using an analogy or deliver a quick imaginary story. Once you start with a question or deliver a strong quote which is relevant to your topic that you're going to speak, it's definitely going to grab the attention of your audience. It is going to set that synchronization between you as a speaker and your audience. Step number 2 is collect information for your structure. Prepare a simple beginning, middle, and ending. Ask questions and be ready with answers in every section. Divide your information in 3 sections. So step number 2 is there's a plethora of information which will be available for you free of cost on the internet. So prepare your speech or your topic in 3 sections, that is a beginning, a middle part or the body part, and an ending part or your conclusion. If you're okay, ask some relevant questions and be ready with the answers first. Don't just dive in with the questions. Step number 3 is bullet points is a must. Who doesn't like to look at the data which is sorted, which is organized, and which is well placed on the screen? So bullet points is a must. This way, your audience won't be overloaded with information. They will only stick to what you are showing to them. Write your notes in detail first and then arrange it in bullet points. You can use cards to write down your bullet points for reference. Step number 4. Focus on you. Yes, your audience should remember you, not your visual aids. With the information you have, talk to your audience, not to your slides. This is one of the biggest tip or one of the biggest disadvantage that one may go wrong with. That is, most of the speakers, when they have a visual aid like a PPT or maybe a video that is being played on the screen, what they generally do is their focus is mainly on the video or on the slides. But always remember that your audience is your key point. So your audience should remember you and not your visual aids or your PowerPoint slides. The information that you have, throw it nicely, gain confidence, and grab the attention of your audience. So here's a checklist for researching data. Number 1 is use visual aid to boost your idea in your speech and capture your audience's attention. Number 2 is add relevant stories to keep it interesting. It could be your own story as well, or any story that is available on internet, but it should go with your topic that you're going to present. And number 3 is provide information on what other people think about the topic. Remember, at the beginning itself, I said you need to cater your audience. They are here for you. They are here for what you are going to present to them. So keep that in mind and provide information on what other people or your audiences think about the topic that you're speaking. Practice, practice, practice. Yes, things to keep in mind during the practice. So what are the things that you will keep in mind during the practice? And practice is definitely going to be another key in your public speaking improvement. So while you practice, first thing you have to do is pause. Hold your e, and add silence. If you have a habit of using some natural fillers or some accent fillers like and ahs, then you have to take a pause and throw in a complete silence. Number 2 is modulate your voice. Yes, give some intonation to your voice. Avoid being monotonous, because if you're going to be monotonous, then your audience will not like listening to you. So always keep on modulating your voice and raise your voice up and down with the levels. Number 3 is chunk your speech. What do you mean by chunking? Chunking is dividing your speech with relevant information. Like I said before, your speech should be divided into 3 different parts, that is beginning part, the middle part, that is the body part, and the ending part. So you have to chunk your speech into different sections and give highlights to each section. Number 4 is show transition. Yes, your audience should know very well that there's a transition between your beginning part to your middle part and towards your conclusion, that is your end part. You can either tell them that now you're moving towards your transition part, or there should be a relevant information that guides or shows them or gives them a direction that there's a transition movement in your speech. And number 5 is relax. Yes, if you're relaxed, then only you'll be confident, and then only you'll be able to practice well. Let's talk about another interesting part in your public speaking, that is enunciation. What is enunciation? Have you heard this before? If you have heard this before, let me know in the comment box. Enunciation is the act of pronouncing words. Good enunciation means your words are clear and distinct. Do you remember in our school days? Do you remember in our school time, we used to recite poems only for pronouncing the words clearly and properly. So do you know what is enunciation now? Enunciation is the act of pronouncing words clearly and distinctly. Pronounce each and every letter or each and every word correctly. So how are you going to improve your enunciation? This is the most daunting challenge any of the learner could have. Yes, the most daunting challenge is learning how to slow down and enunciate. How are you going to do that? Here's the answer. Look forward and chin up a bit. If you want, you can check out on YouTube or you can Google it to improve your enunciations. Here you will get the exact position, how your chin should be, and how can you look forward and then start speaking. Number 2 is relax your arms and shoulders. Yes, if you want, you can just start with some warm-up exercises and then start with your speech practice. Number 3 is go slow. Yes, go slow as in you have to read each and every word with some pauses, like the, most, daunting, challenge, is, learning, and so on. So this is how you can go slow with each and every word. This will help you to voice modulate in your speech. Number 4 is open your mouth and speak. Yes, opening your mouth wide open helps you to pronounce each and every word clearly. Use your mouth muscles to improve your enunciation. Next is breathe deeply. If you are habituate of doing some breathing exercises, then definitely this is going to be one of your plus points. If not, you can only start up with your breathe in and breathe out exercises. And lastly, stand up straight. Yes, while you practice at home or while you practice as mirror practice, whatever the mode or medium of practice is, always stand up straight and then practice. This will help you with confidence. This will help you to give a visualization effect of exactly how you're going to deliver your public speech on the day itself. And lastly, dressing up for the event. Yes, they say first impression is the last impression. So first impression is going to be how you look and how you enter the hall. So what are the things that you need to know or you need to vouch for? Number one is choose comfort over trends. Yes, because so and so clothing is trending or that is happening on any of the social medias, don't just pick that up and then get uncomfortable in front of your audience. Rather, choose comfort over trends. Number two is go with breathable material for your garments. Yes, you can choose your clothing in cotton material so that it is breathable and you feel comfortable in it. Number three is avoid any printables on your clothes. Printables, by that I mean avoid any of the t-shirts or any of the garments or any of the clothing that you choose. Avoid messages that are being printed on your garments. Next is keep it simple and elegant. Yes, go with some basic colors. You can choose with your nude colors or black and white colors or some classic combinations. Just keep it simple and elegant. And lastly, avoid flashy or glittery merchandise. Yes, because if you're going to choose anything that is glittery, anything that is flashy, it is going to disturb your audience throughout your public speech. So here's an example of what kind of clothing you can choose. You can have a look at each and every picture and choose the right combination or choose the appropriate clothing material for your speech whenever you have a public speech to deliver. Another tip for the day. Days before your presentation, what are you going to do? You are going to prepare well. Day of your presentation, what are you going to do? You are going to be professional and you're going to relax. During your presentation, you are going to show your effectiveness. Yes. So you have to prepare well, you have to be professional and stay calm and composed. And lastly, you have to show your effectiveness. I'm sure by these tips, you are definitely going to excel in your public speech presentation. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comment box if you have any doubts. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon with another video of part 3 for public speaking series.